Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here, and today I want to chat with you guys a little bit about, this whole idea that people have that training should be hard and they view it as hardcore, or, that they need a pre-workout or any of these things to train. And something that I will tell people, again, as some of you guys have seen the strength I've built over the decades. Again, decently strong guy. I mean, you guys have seen me deadlift 635. With just chalk and a belt in my late 40s. So I mean, I put in the work. I also, train with a fair amount of volume. But the thing is, I listen to music, but I don't get psyched up. I don't take a pre-workout. You don't see me screaming. And I don't think about my training as being hard. I'm consistent with it. I've been blogging it for years and years and years at this point. You guys see all my workouts. I don't miss workouts. I just put in the work consistently as just part of discipline. Okay, but I don't think of it as hard. And this is something I think a lot of younger lifters struggle with, that they need that as part of their identity to see it as hardcore or that they're pushing the limits. And the fact of the matter is, I've put a number of lifters on the world level platform. Okay, all right. I've coached some pretty dang strong lifters and athletes at this point, and here's one of the things that I can tell you. Do you know that the hardest training athletes don't think that they train hard? I want you to let that sink in for a moment. I'll see people who really aren't even that impressive with what they're doing. They'll scream and yell and slap themselves, and they'll psych themselves up and do a lift in a way that actually makes the lift a miss. I see it all the time. But I'm like, why? Why are you doing all that? What's the point? Do you think that helps you? Or do you think it just impacts your recovery negatively? You've also created a psychological barrier for your next lift. It's Louis Simmons used to talk about that back in the day. He coached 100 world record holders in powerlifting. I think he knows a little bit about the psychology of building champions. That he wants to slowly build people's confidence. He doesn't want them to have any form of barrier walking into a max. He wants them to come in unprepared and just max out. Doesn't want them thinking about it, dwelling on it. And if you're taking that level of psyching up, you are imprinting a psychological negative imprint, because now you think that what you did was really hard. And oftentimes, and I mean, people will psych up so much doing it that the lift is literally a bad lift. All right? That in a competition it would get failed, and that's in the best they've done. So then they also start needing that psychological arousal to replicate performance. Well, what do you think happens? Well, then they need it all the time, and then they make mistakes, right? The best athletes come in and just do the work, day after day after day after day after day after day, okay? I can say that as, again, my best athletes, my best lifters I've ever coached. They don't complain. They're always like, you can give me more if you want. Right? They just bring that positive energy to what they do. They're there to get the work done. They don't think it's that hard. And it's not. Again, when people have this idea and they're like, I'm pushing 100%. No, now you have created a psychological barrier to your training that is going to interfere with your consistency. It's going to interfere with your ability to perform. It's not hardcore. This isn't hard. If it was hard, we wouldn't be able to do it all the time. It's not. Okay? That's why I really dislike the whole concept of things like the 75 hard. People are like, we've got to train all this mental. No, just get in and do your stuff consistently. Discipline comes with habits. Discipline comes with habits. And yes, it is that simple. And if anything, like if someone's always like, oh, I want to call this program heavy duty, I want to call it whatever, hardcore, ball buster, whatever. You know what? No. If I wanted to write a really grueling program, I would do the opposite with the name. I would call it fluffy bunny training. Easy, super easy pussy training. Okay? 37 sets to failure on a back squat, But the thing is, do you guys see where I'm going with this? What would be more effective? Which one is more likely for the person to believe that they could stick the programming out? The person who thinks that it's difficult, or the one who's like, it's just another workout? Because the people who see it as this is just my normal, this is how you build discipline. To literally come in and go, I deadlift on Tuesdays because it's Tuesday. I always hit a training max on the deadlift on Tuesday, followed by 25 sets of volume work. Okay? Right? Why? Because it's Tuesday. That's what they do on Tuesday. It's a normal day. Same with me, people watching me come in and do, 40 sets on these upper body days, and it's like, just superset a bunch of benching with pull-ups back and forth. Come in, you guys see me knock out 100 reps of pull-ups before, between pressing and supersets. It's just normal. It's just training, guys. It's not hardcore. It's not that big of a deal. You just acclimate to it over time. But when you get to the point to where you see it as difficult, when you come in, you're like, man, this is difficult. Instead of going, yeah, this is easy. It was a good workout. Do it again tomorrow. Okay? Do you understand the difference? It doesn't matter how hard you worked. When working hard becomes your normal and you don't see it as hard, that is when you make the real progress. I'm not telling people not to train hard. I'm telling you to make it a habit of training hard and seeing it as easy. Make it look easy. I do sets to failure and people will be like, you had 5 reps left. No, that was actually failure, guys. But because I'm not spitting everywhere while I do it and shaking and trembling, no, you just hit failure. It happens. It's a normal part of the process because it's not difficult. You just do the training, okay? Just come in and do the work. All right, this is how you get results. Again, I want to state the other causes burnout. And it doesn't matter how much work you did. Again, I want to be clear. The same workout. If you come in and your workout calls for you to do 37 total reps with 500 pounds on the deadlift that day and 10, 25 rep sets of reverse hypers to failure afterwards, it doesn't matter. Just think of it as easy. Don't come in thinking you got to psych yourself up and slap yourself in ammonia salts and pre-work. No, just come in and do the work. And when you get done, always tell yourself, that was a good workout. That was pretty easy. All right, I need to get some rest and some food in, right? It works a lot better. All right, guys, but that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it's been informative, and I'll talk to you guys next time.